So by now I'm sure most of you probably already know the story, but for the new people here, let's go over it one last time. So a few years ago I did a playthrough of Uncharted 4, and ever since then I've always wanted to build something in Minecraft inspired by the lost city of Libertalia. And since I started this channel about a year ago building up things in Minecraft, I figured now is probably a good time to follow through with that. Let's start off this video by going over what we've done so far. So we started off this build in a super flat world filled with water, where I piled up some sand to make a basic shape for our island, and then painted it in grass and stone. I really had a lot of fun making this island, and I really enjoyed using all of the world edit brushes to shape and paint this island. And then placing in all of these trees made the island feel alive, and really made this project come to life. As much fun as I had making this island, this was not my favorite part of the project. Making these abandoned houses made me realize how amazing this project was going to be, and this was the part where I felt like everything was coming together. Like my vision of nature taking over a once thriving civilization was realized. This was it. This was by far my favorite part of this entire project, and it should be because this is the part where I felt like the image I had in my head had come to life. If I ended this project right now, I would be satisfied. Even though this build was starting to feel more alive, there was still something missing for me. It felt like there was no depth to this build, like what you saw on the surface was it, that was all you got. And I didn't want this project to feel one-dimensional. I wanted it to have depth. I wanted there to be more to it than just what you saw on the surface. And so because of that, I made a network of caves spanning across the island. Of course, I didn't want to add something to the build without it telling a story, without it adding to the lore. So I made the purpose of these caves to be for people to smuggle goods onto the island, or just to get from one part of the island to the other without having to deal with the dangers of the dense jungle. And so that brings us to this video, part 4, the end. With my time on this project coming to a close, there are just a few details I want to add to this build. This jungle, while filled with trees, lacks depth. From afar it looks like a thriving ecosystem, but up close it becomes clear that it's just some trees and nothing more. So hopefully adding some shrubbery and other small details will make this jungle feel a bit more alive. This was by far the most tedious task of this project. Placing all the leaves, grass, and ferns by hand across the entire island was a task that felt like it had no end. But I found the motivation to push through, and before I knew it I was finished. I had something that I was happy with. So this is a pirate-themed island, and honestly, what kind of pirate island would this be if there weren't any dangerous rocks off the coast? Making these rocks was a lot of fun, and I went through the same process as I did with the rest of the island, using sand to get the basic shape that I wanted, and then changing it all to stone. I'm super happy with the results of these rocks, and I think they make the island feel that much more realistic. To finish off this project, I have one last thing to make this feel even more alive, and that's a shipwreck. So for this shipwreck, I'm using my standard ship design that I've used before, and I just broke it up into pieces and spread the pieces around these rocks. I think this addition is the perfect way to finish off this build, so let's appreciate the full final results of this project. So that's it. That's the final part of this project. Thanks for joining me on this journey of making an Uncharted 4 themed build. Of course, if you did enjoy this project, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below if you have not already. I'll try to do my best to have a world download linked in the description if you guys want to check out this build for yourself. I'm not entirely sure what the theme for next month will be, so if you have any suggestions for that, then make sure to leave those down in the comment section below. But that's all I have planned for this video, so as always, don't forget to keep building.